Yup, that was quite interesting. So, we have a slasher on our hands, and I will be remaining spoiler free throughout the entire video. So work with me here because it's going to be a little bit difficult. So as a lot of the descriptions have said, this is definitely a porno slasher. It makes you laugh, it grosses you out, and it's just a lot of fun. Thank you everyone for joining me today for my ride-along review of X. As some of you might have been expecting, I was going to be releasing my Dr. Sleep video today, which is a collab video with Fever Dreamland Theater, but that will be postponed until further notice. So please enjoy this video a day early, and tomorrow I will also be uploading a true crime and nails video. And this true crime case is... it's quite something, and there's a Hulu show coming out very soon, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on this one. And if nails aren't your thing, you can just tune in and listen in as if it were a podcast. So X is my third ride-along review, and my ride-along reviews are the ones where I'll be going to the theaters and giving you my initial reactions to the film. And to be quite honest, you can wait to watch this film until it is streaming. It's not necessarily a theater experience. It's not a must-see to see in the theaters. It's a fun slasher. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna have your jump scares. Right away, I get Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes. And those vibes pretty much linger out till the end of the film. It's your classic slasher, but the person behind the knife is not one that we're used to seeing. You kind of get an idea of where things are gonna go, and it pretty much goes that way, but you still are cringing at every step of the way. And you know, sometimes I would feel guilty because I'm not one to be ageist or any kind of ist, you know, but they've made these folks, you know, just really old. And okay, let me skip over this because I'm not really trying to give anything away. These 6 folks have traveled out to Houston, Texas, and have rented a place in order to shoot their porno movie. And they shoot their scenes as soon as they get there, and that very evening when they go to sleep is when all hell breaks loose. Sometimes it might feel uncomfortable to laugh, but it is definitely okay to laugh. You are meant to laugh. Sometimes I did feel a bit ageist, but I realized that those emotions that I have no matter what age you are. I'm not really too keen on overtly sexual, you know, scenes between people, regardless of anything about them. PDA is fine with me 100%, but some forms of affection are definitely better when in private. This is your typical slasher, but we have some little sprinklings of things that we're not totally used to seeing in slashers. And I haven't seen a whole lot of Ti West's work yet, but I really loved his direction in this film. I loved all the shots that would push into, you know, whatever was supposed to be paid attention to. You know, he started out with a medium or wide shot, and it would go into whatever we would focus in at the end of the scene after the main subject would leave the frame. And that just created a lot of depth within the shot and within the story. I got a lot of Requiem for a Dream vibes because of the TV in the background, which I just love. I love these layers, and with the TV, it led all the way to the very end to a really awesome reveal. There's a line that is said when the group arrives to their destination, and it's kind of confusing as to why she would say that, and you're wondering where she could have gotten this information. But in the very last scene, it's revealed why this person would have said what she said, and I thought that was pretty cool. Every single performance in this film was great. I know I said that in my last ride along with Scream, and I actually take a little bit of that back. Not every person in that film was 100%, but I left that theater just so excited for a franchise that I'm not a super fan of, but that I've always enjoyed, and was excited to see the continuation of this franchise, but didn't expect it to be as dark as it was. And when it was, I was just pleasantly surprised, and I was just super giddy. Comedy horror is fine. You know, like I've said before in my other videos, it's something that I have grown to love. But dark and gritty and psychological is just always going to be my go-to. Okay, so going back to this film, definitely every person in this film was amazing. We have a very small cast, and you know, we've got our Mia Goth, Kid Cudi, Jenna Ortega, and I know I should be knowing the other folks' names, but I don't. Just all amazing. What else can I say without giving away too much? As far as negatives go, maybe there could have been more scare, more horror, or more blood, or all three just a little bit earlier. But I didn't mind the build-up. It was definitely something that was really built around sex, and so we get a lot of sex talk and imagery, and our creepy moments begin right when they get to the house that they're going to be staying at. So with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes, we get this group of folks driving down a road. We get the quintessential gas station that they stop at, and while they don't really interact with anybody working there, we do get a little bit of information about the group that makes us question what's going to happen in the future. As soon as they get there, we get the creep vibes, mostly from the woman who lives at this house, as well as her husband who she lives there with. I'm trying to think of the music and the soundtrack, but it doesn't really stick out to me at the moment. My mind was elsewhere. But I just really enjoyed the camera work. You know, we had our regular 1080 920 framing, but then we also had our square framing from back in the day when people used film, and it would just go back and forth between these two formats, and it really made us feel like we were in the 70s no matter which format we were in. It was just a beautiful film all the way around. I was chuckling throughout the entire thing. While I wanted just a little bit more horror and or gore, I was still completely satisfied. Going into this completely blind, I avoided all trailers, most descriptions. If I started reading something, I read the first and second line maybe, and then I would stop, because sometimes it's just so much more fun going into films that way. So for right now, off the top of my head, I would give X 3.5 rainbow skulls out of 5. Well, alright, fellow Stardust, thank you for joining me for another ride-along review. I'll be back tomorrow with another True Crime and Nails video, finally. And next week, I'll be back with some more videos. Alright, fellow Stardust, I hope I see you next time. Peace.